So it's that one meme where the guy is looking at the girl and he's already with the girl, but anyways, and it goes Petra Parker headcanons, and then the other person's titled the internet, and then the girls like a Justice League miniseries led by two cannot I can't pronounce that word canonically trans heroes and co-written by two trans women. Oh yeah, because there's the actress that played Dreamer for the CW, and she's trans. I don't know who the second one is, but yeah, but I've loved a lot of the Petra Parker, memes and stuff, and the pictures that people have done. It's really awesome. Especially there was like one with J. Jonah Jameson where he was like supportive of Petra. So yeah, hey everybody, it's your girl Tonya Kitsune, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to LGBTQIA plus memes on Reddit. So let's jump right into the video now. So this one right here, it's like in the first panel, it's like I want them dead, right? And it goes, I want you dead. And then the person, goes into thing goes, I really need a safe space in a time like this, right? And it goes, oh my God, have you seen? It goes, can you please stop sharing these? Why are you sticking your head into the sand? It's not that people want to stick their head into the sand. It's just like you don't need to see the negative stuff all the time when it comes to being LGBTQIA plus in this time and age, because you go on social media, or you turn on the news and that's all you see is this shit over and over again, and just sometimes you need a safe space away from that kind of thing. So let's jump into what some of the comments say. And somebody's like, I get it, OP. I understand 100% wanting to keep up with news, and not wanting to keep up with news and dunking on bigots is fun, but sometimes I really don't want to see how people are calling me less than human for the 500th time. And then one comment's like, at first I was like, why is there a hateful orange? But then I remembered what timeline I'm living in, and it all made sense. Yeah, because you're like, oh, yeah, that's what the hateful orange was. And then someone's like, guys, it's not that difficult. Everywhere person A goes, they see hatred towards them. Person A enters a safe space to escape the hatred for a while. Person A talks to person B. Person B starts talking about the hatred towards them, and person A doesn't want to hear it. Person B accuses person A of not wanting to face the issue of the hatred. OP is saying that just sometimes they just want to escape a little, but some people talk about it in the safe space, and that makes them uncomfortable. Yeah, because like there's sometimes you just want to go to a spot where you don't hear all the hatred. It's like, okay, I hear that outside of the safe space. In the safe space, I don't need to hear it. So this one, right, it's like when TERFs talk nonsense, mean format, against hate, and the TERF's like, it's disgusting for you to suggest that I should share a bathroom with someone who has different genitals than me. And then the person two's like, do you look at strangers' genitals in public bathrooms? If you do, that's a crime. Are you suggesting that we should all have to show our genitals to people before using a public bathroom? That's inhumane. It sounds as if you have a fixation with the genitals of strangers. Oh yeah, they like definitely do, because it's like, how do you know what's in that person's pants? And why are you so obsessed with what's in that person's pants? Like, why do you seem to think that it's somehow your business and that you need to make it your business? Like, all anyone's doing is to go in the restroom, is going in the restroom to, go to the restroom. Like, literally, that's the whole point of being in the restroom, is just to use the said restroom. Like, nobody's doing anything nefarious. And they're like, well, men are. And it's like trans women are women, trans men are men, and non-binary people are valid. But just let's just say that somebody is wanting access to the women's restroom to do harm to women. Do you think they would go through like ridicule, years of therapy just to get to the HRT that's gate kept? In many countries, very difficult to get, and sometimes you're even put on a waiting list. You think somebody's going to go through all that to harm women? When why is a sign going to stop them? If somebody wants to harm women, they're not going to give a shit what the sign says. They're just going to walk in and do it. So, I mean, that's a ridiculous argument. So this meme, right, is like, is there anything lesbians can't do? And someone's like, safely participate in cliff diving. And then someone goes, patiently waits for any classics graduates to confirm that there is really a smart joke, and I am by association very intelligent. I don't get that one. So let's go to the comment section to see if somebody explains it. So we're gonna go to the comment section, right? And someone's like, I don't get it. See, that's what I was saying. This I was like, okay, I don't get it. Someone's like, there's an ancient myth that Sappho died young by jumping off the Lacadian cliffs because she fell in love with a guy named Farron who didn't love her back. A lot of scholars view it as an ancient fabrication, basically the ancient poets going, see, even though she writes tons about loving women and stuff, she totally straight and killed herself because of a guy. And someone's like, damn, ancient poets suck. Because if that's the case, even if it's true, bisexuality is a thing, and mapping modern sexualities onto ancient people often doesn't work because the way they saw that sort of thing was very different to modern Westerners. Okay, so now I get it. Like, they claim that she jumped off the cliff because of a man. Because, like, see, wasn't a lesbian at all. So this one's another little, comic thing, right? And it goes transcending time. Well, the one part says the pipeline had a time machine, but then this right here says transcending time, and it goes 2017. It goes, what's that? And it goes, we're from the future. No way, this is so cool, huh? Oh, yeah, because that's her in the future. This is her before she, started transitioning. And one person's like, paradox be damned. I'm fist bumping my past self. And someone's like, don't leave me hanging, bro. Oh, yeah, I'm going to totally, like, fist bump myself. And then I'm going to tell her, girl, you're a girl. Because maybe she can, if she realizes that she's, a girl, it can save me all the BS that I had to go through before I realized that I was who I am. Right? And this one's like, remember, a reminder of the spectrum and identity does not equal expression. And this person's like, I like girly stuff. I like wearing adorable clothes, making me feel pretty or cute, but I'm not a girl. And then this one goes, I like men's stuff, be a Prince Charming or a gentleman, but I'm not a boy. And yeah, like clothes, just because somebody wears certain clothes or dresses a certain way doesn't mean that they're that particular gender, because like this thing says, spectrum and identity does not equal expression. So this one's right. It goes, OC, can memes be OC? Or did someone else make this? This gotta exist, right? And it goes, AM, AMAP or AFAB? Because I was born a child. Yeah, but what's in your pants? And then it's like, I've got squirrels in my pants. That's a funny one. So this one right here, it's like how it feels when I share my progressive pro LGBT views, right? And it goes, Democrats fighting progressive, Democrats fighting Trump. Oh yeah, because like the Democrats are supposed to, have our back when it comes to LGBT stuff, but they're just like they fight us all the time. Those of us that are progressive are further to the left than them, and then they don't put that same energy towards Trump or Republican Party or conservatives or anywhere, like, politically. Like you go to other countries and liberals are not doing the same kind of fighting towards conservatives that they do towards those of us that are supposed to be on their side. So this one's like, formal apology. How it feels when I remember I laughed when I watched Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Oh yeah, the thing is even Jim Carrey, I believe, said the movie was problematic. Like if I remember, I could be wrong. Somebody could Google it and like point out, hey, Tonya, you're wrong. He didn't really give a shit. But I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure he was like, yeah, that is kind of, very problematic. And I remember when I was younger, before I realized I was trans and when I thought I was a guy, of watching that scene in Ace Ventura Pet Detective, and I laughed. And I think I didn't laugh because I understood it, because I didn't find it funny because I didn't even know what was going on, but I saw the adults around me laughing, so I was like, oh, I'm supposed to laugh. But now I'm like, oh, yeah, that was really not funny at all. It's very transphobic. And there's several people that worked on that film that actually say it was, very problematic and very transphobic and shouldn't have been done. But yeah, it's totally okay because you might have not realized why it was problematic when you laughed at it, or you might have just been like me laughing at it because others, adults around you, were laughing. And it's like, let's go to the comment section, right? And one of the comments is like, it's my top 3 scenes that age terribly, for sure. Oh yeah, there is a lot of scenes in movies where you're like, oh yeah, once you become an adult or once you yourself either become trans or you become a trans ally, and you're like, yeah, that was bad. Someone's like, what's weird is I never thought about it as making fun of trans people, but the villain fake trans in order to change their identity. And someone's like, the film seems to conflate Fickle's gender change with mental illness. Also, just the image of the protagonist ripping off clothing of what appears to be a woman in order to expose her as a man in disguise just reads badly. Makes me think of conservatives wanting to check people before they enter a bathroom. And someone's like, not just mental illness, but also the villain. Yeah, Sleepaway Camp vibes. Oh, yeah, because Sleepaway Camp, that movie, as a horror fan aficionado, I've seen tons of horror films, even ones that were before my time of being born in 1985. And so I know of this one, and yeah, Sleepaway Camp is by far the most transphobic horror film of all time, almost, right next to The Silence of the Lambs or even Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. But the thing is that's not the only movie that does that a lot of people don't realize is transphobic. There's I can't remember what Austin Powers movie it is, but it's supposed to be his boss's mother, and he grabs her and is beating her up and goes, "That's not a man baby. That's not a woman. That's a man baby." And so that scene in general is also transphobic because it's oh, this is obviously a man pretending to be a woman. So there's a lot of movies, if you will. For instance, the guy that played Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs, even amidst, he's I didn't realize it was transphobic, and I don't think it was meant to be transphobic. I could see how it could be taken as that, and as somebody who, as an actor, was in that movie, I apologize for the kind of problematic behavior it creates and how it targeted the trans community. So even the actor, when it comes to Silence of the Lambs, realizes it was transphobic. Of course, I know there's going to be probably some people in the comment section that disagree and defend Silence of the Lambs. Or they're going to say something like, well, actually, in the movie Silence of the Lambs, Dr. Hannibal Lecter said that, Buffalo Bill was not, that Crumb was not really a transgender person. That's not how it works. Just because a so-called therapist says they're not a real trans person, that's not how it even works. So, why are we taking Dr. Hannibal Lecter's word for it anyways in this fictional scenario? It's he doesn't get to determine if somebody's trans or not. That's not even how this whole thing works. So this one's to all my NB friends, I'm one of you too. Non-binary doesn't have to mean genderless. It can also mean genderful. If you never change your pronouns or name, you're still non-binary. Yeah, just because a person, changes their pronoun, if they don't change their pronouns or their name, if they tell you they're non-binary, they're still non-binary. It doesn't it doesn't change just because of how you view their identity of who they are as a person. So it goes, go ahead, it's perfectly safe. And it shows a trap, right? And it has a blaha. No, it's not safe, but you know what? I'm willing to risk it to save that blaha. And it goes, part of me heavily doubted that everyone in fact experiences these things. And it goes, Dad, Mom, I need to tell you something. I look at a gender sign at birth, but I don't feel like a boy or girl. I don't think I'm either one. And it goes, oh, I've dreamt I was a woman several times. And it goes, I still have times I don't feel like a woman, but I also don't feel like a man. It's okay, sweetie. Everybody has times like that. It doesn't mean it makes us any less of a gender sign at birth. And then it's got the question marks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure not everyone feels like that. But a lot of people that feel that, they think that everyone feels like that. And it's no, that's not the case at all. And it goes, peaceful bisexual noises. Noises. Someone, can you turn the light on? Bye, people. Oh my god, yeah. So these scenes are definitely totally bisexual lighting. That is freaking cool. The thing is though, speaking of bisexual lighting, have any of you, do any of y'all that are watching this video watch One Topic? He always has bisexual lighting going on behind him. And it goes, who's hopping on the Pan Mobile? Pan time. Oh, that is cool because that car, I'm assuming it's from a video game, has the pansexual flag colors. And it goes, the thing says boing, right there. And the person's like, no, you're a guy and you can't be a girl. You can't change gender. And then the trans girl's like, haha, titty go boing. Yeah, it's yeah, sure. Whatever, dude. Believe whatever you want to believe. And it's I know I'm a woman. I don't really give a shit what you think. And that's how I look at it. Does it bug me that people say transphobic things? Oh, yes, all the time. And yes, I feel gender dysphoria. But the thing is like most of the time when I'm not feeling that, I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit what you think I am. I know what I am. And he goes, I'm not trans, but I bet transphobes never met a single trans person of their lives, right? And it's that King of the Hill meme, right? And he goes, you've never met a trans person. And then it's like transphobes, right? Right there in there. And he goes, if those kids could read, they'd be very upset. I mean, I'm pretty sure some transphobic people have met trans people, but a lot of them probably the reason why they're transphobic is there's no trans visibility, so they don't really know any trans person. And then you have the news, you have the media, you have television and movies portraying trans people in a certain way. And if they don't know any trans people and that's the only experience or information they're getting from about trans people, they're gonna believe bullshit about trans people. And it goes, degendering is still misgendering. And it goes, I refuse to see this binary trans person as who they actually are. They, them exclusively. Oh, yeah. Like, that's still misgendering when, especially if somebody's like, oh, my pronouns are she, her, or my pronouns are he, him, and then you still use they, them. That's still a misgendering instance because they told you their pronouns. Just use a person's pronouns that they tell you their pronouns are. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to affect your life negatively at all. Just do it. Because I wish this was fake. Transphobe when it comes to women's sports. Sleep. Transphobes when a former washed up NBA player tries to join the WNBA in protest over anti trans delusion. Oh, yeah. And the thing is, those, men that are like, oh, I'm going to say I'm trans, just so I can play in WNBA because this whole trans women in the WNBA needs to stop. But the thing is there's never in history of the WNBA where a trans woman has ever played in the WNBA. Like, right there, it says trans women in league. No known transgender woman has ever competed in the WNBA. So it's never happened in the entire history that the WNBA is a thing. And the thing is these same people, right, are the same people that when we were growing up never bothered to pay attention to the WNBA. They didn't give a shit. These are the same kind of people that insulted the concept of women's sports and like, oh, that's not real sports because there's no men. But now all of a sudden they want to pretend that they give a shit about women's sports just because they found a way to attack trans women. Like, oh, I can use this to be, trans misogynistic towards trans women. Oh, hell yeah. Now I'm going to pretend I actually give a shit about women's sports when they don't. They just don't, honey. Because we've all been waiting for a dictionary entry like this. Homophobia, a mental condition where people having mental crisis project their rage onto LGBTQ people for no reason. See, also transphobia, a guide to assholes. Oh yeah, like it's like, okay, whatever. It's like, why is it always like that? When Kyle comments, I hope you repent and find God and Jesus loves you instead of just cutting to the chase and calling me a slur. Yeah, because it's like, sure, Kyle, it's about your religion. It's totally not about you just not liking me. My crush has this flag in her bio. Can you please tell me what country it is? Switzerland. No, that's not the Switzerland flag. That's not not the Switzerland flag at all. It says Twitter right now, and it shows the trans flag and goes, worse than Hitler. I mean, I think that's Twitter all the time. And it goes, I hate double standards. And it's the one top part's like, I'm a straight guy and I fetishize queer women. And it goes, what the fuck, bro? You fucking suck. And then the bottom part's like, I'm a straight woman and I fetishize queer men. And it goes, oh, that's completely fine. No, it's not. Like, fetishizing queer people in general is not okay. But for some reason, it's like, oh, that straight guy who fetishizes queer women, he's bad. But then when straight women fetishize queer men, nobody blinks in a fucking eye. And it goes, I'm okay with having both. Support all my trans lesbian and trans gay friends. I deal with some with dysphoria. And it goes, me. So how do I know it's attraction or gender envy? And it's like gay trans people. That's the neat part. You don't. Yeah. Like, for me, all the time, I'm like looking at a girl and I'm like, is this gender envy or am I attracted to her? And it's both. Most of the time, it's both. There was a time when she was cool being referred with he, him in spite of going through HRT. The transphobes weren't. When are they ever? And it goes, transphobes. My name is now Abigail. Please use she, her pronouns for me. And if you look at the transphobe, he's getting mad. And then on this one, the transphobe's still getting mad. My name is still Chris. You can still call me by he, him pronouns. Like, no. Yeah, because they get mad either way. Because they just don't like trans people. Even if you try to play by their rules, they're still going to get freaking mad because that's just who they are as people. And it's like, I guess it's same for all of us in the spectrum, including NBs. Being a trans girl in primary school, hanging out with the other boys, be like, you guys don't want to be a girl? Yeah, and that's how I was when I was younger. It's like, oh, these other guys don't want to be a girl. That's weird. And it's like, oh, that's because I am a girl, and that's why I wanted to be a girl. Because, like, most of the time, you know, a straight cis man would only want to be a woman for 24 hours, and then they're like, that's it, and then I want to go back to being a guy, of course. Where me, I was like, oh, so you don't want to stay a girl after that. Okay. Yeah, totally not me either, when it was totally me. I wanted to stay a woman forever, and that was because I am a woman. And J.K. Rowling's like, oh, of course it's J.K. Rowling. What has she done now? And it goes, happy International Fake Oppression Day to everyone who wants complete strangers to know they don't fancy a shack. And it was on International Asexuality Day. That's not even what it is, J.K. Rowling. You don't even understand asexual, so maybe you should keep your mouth shut. But she's like, oh, they just don't want to fuck, so they want to believe they're oppressed. It's like, no, that's not it at all. And it goes a few moments later, and it goes, Niger becomes the first country to criminalize asexuality. Yeah, because people like J.K. Rowling run her mouth, and because of her power and influence, this kind of shit happens. And it goes, as simple as that, right? And it's like, you're bi? How are you bi if you're dating a guy? And then she's like, I eat salad. Does that mean I'm a vegetarian? Keep it up, Chad, and I'll fuck your girlfriend. That's a good one. That's funny. And he goes, when to repost this because it fucking killed me. And he goes, asexuals before. Ha ha ha. Garlic bread, cakes, and dragons and food. Dragons good, sorry. And he goes, asexuals now. It is estimated that 1 to 1.2% of the world's population is asexual, which makes our population about 750 million strong. I could be reading that number wrong. The Danish forces only number about 92,000. We can easily overthrow the Danish government together and create the first asexual state free of hypersexualization and acephobia. The time is now. We must rise up. I mean, go for it. I support your takeover of, the Danish. Go do it. So that's all we have time for today. Tell me in the comment section of what you thought of any of the content in this video. But at the same time, remember that hate has no home here. So any homophobic remarks, transphobic remarks, or any racist remarks, or any attacks on marginalized groups will not be allowed in the comment section. And your comment will be deleted, and you will be blocked from commenting on our page. But if you like this kind of content and you want to see more LGBTQIA plus kind of content, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of future content such as this video. And remember, when you hit that subscribe button, you join the Fox Den. So make sure you do that. But like I said, comment in the comment section. Keep it, safe space for LGBTQIA plus people and, marginalized groups. And we'd love to hear your feedback as long as it's within, what I just said. Check the description bar down below for the usual links and stuff. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I've been your girl, Tonya Kitsune. I'll see you in the next video.
We are every single star, still here. Trans women, trans men, non-binary and free, still here. You can legislate the document, but you can't legislate me, still here. SB 14442, weapons in one bill, double barrel, double threat. Invalidate the IDs, then ban the bathrooms, make them sweat. Now any stranger on the street can sue a trans person for a $1,000 fee, just for suspecting, just for looking. That's a bounty hunter regime. Use the restroom twice in the wrong place. That's a civil